Good morning, fourth graders. I'm on page 295 of our math book, and we're ready to begin Unit 8, Lesson 1. Unit 8 is going to be all about geometry, which is shapes, lines, points, line segments, things like that. So I want you to take a minute and look at the information here in the top of the page. We see that a point is shown by a dot. It is named by a capital letter. So anytime you have a point, you have to draw a dot, and then you have to name it by writing a capital letter. So there I have drawn and named dot A. Point A, sorry, I've named point A. And then we see the definition of a line. This is review from third grade. A line is a straight path that keeps going in both directions. We do have 2 points on a line when we draw it, when we create it, and then we also have to name our lines. So here you can see line AB, and this is how we would write about it if we were telling about it. This is line AB. Notice that the line has there's a line with 2 arrows on either side at the top because we're talking about a line, and we'll see the difference between that and a line segment. So we've got it labeled and drawn here, and then this is the name of the line. Here are line segments. Line segment is part of a line. It has 2 endpoints. You probably remember this as well. We still label them R and S, and then if you are writing it, if you're telling about the line segment, here's how you name it. You put a line on top of RS, but see what's missing? There's not 2 little arrows on either side like there were for the line. So the line segment name looks a little bit different than a line did. You can see that the endpoints are labeled here as well. This question you are going to write about when you get to your Clever assignment today, but it is asking you, why can't you measure to find the length of a line? You could measure. I could take a ruler and find this length, but why not this length of a line? Remember, it keeps going and going and going. You've probably heard some people say to infinity. Okay, I've just turned the page. Now I'm on page 296. So on this page, we're looking at angles. An angle is just 2 rays put together. So we can see that a ray is, you start there at the point and then you go out. A ray has 1 endpoint and 1 side that keeps going on and on. So it's kind of like a combination of a line and a line segment. So when we create an angle, we put 2 of these rays together. They did that right here, and so they've created angle ABC. When we name an angle, we have to write it like this. See that angle right there? We always write it in the same way, that same shape, angle ABC. And then its rays are ray BA and ray BC. So here's a problem that I'll do in my math book. You can do it along with me, but your assignment today is going to be on Clever. Draw and label a point. Write the name of your point. So I'm going to make my point H, I think. All right, draw a ray, label the end point. Okay, I remember that a ray has an end point. There's another point along it, and then the arrow keeps going. I think I'll label my ray A, B. Oops, I forgot to write the name of my point up here. So point H, like that. And then hopefully you remember how to write the name of a ray. Here, you put it on top. I think I skipped that part on the front. No, I didn't. They didn't have that. Okay, so that's how you write the name of a ray. Now we have to draw an angle. So I'm just going to use the same ray that I drew up there. I'm going to make it again down here. There's my ray. And then I will, I think I'll go up. Oh, I'll go down. I get up. There we go. I ran out of space down there, but that's okay. and I'll put C up there. Notice that this point is still A because I'm connecting to the same point, so I don't need another letter there. Angles always have 3 letters in their name, so they're angle CAB. I could call this angle CAB. I could also call it angle BAC, but I can't start with A because A is in the middle. So you have to either follow it one way, doop, 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 or you have to follow it this way, boop, boop, boop. So either of those names would work, but I could not do this. This would not be accurate. Not good. Okay. All right, now I'm moving on to page 297. Remember, you're just watching this. You can do it along with me in your math book. I highly recommend that you do, but your assignment will be on Clever today. So here we have angles in a lot of different sizes. Again, this should be review from 3rd grade, but it's nice that we're going over it again. These are all acute angles. I want you to think for a second, what makes them all alike? Do you see anything special about them? If you remember from 4th grade, all acute angles are less than 90 degrees. I wonder what 90 degrees looks like. Well, a 90-degree angle is a right angle. You might remember that. And a right angle is shown with a little square there. So what this means is that the angle here is measured at 90 degrees, and soon we're going to be looking at lessons with protractors, and you can see exactly how angles are measured. So an acute angle is different from a right angle because it is less than a right angle. Right angles can only be 90 degrees, but acute angles can be anything less than 90. 89, 52, all the way down to 1. Okay, now we have obtuse. So the word obtuse shows us that the angle is going to be greater than 90 degrees. So here you can see these angles, and this is how we show angles, by the way. We do little lines like that. Those angles are all wider. They're bigger than 90 degrees. So you can write greater than 90 degrees. And of course, the answer to 8 would just be they're greater than right angles because right angles are 90 degrees. Okay, how is an obtuse angle different from an acute angle? Well, an acute angle would automatically be smaller than an obtuse angle because it's smaller than a right angle, and an obtuse angle is larger or greater than a right angle. Okay, last page, 4th graders, for today. I'm on page 298 now. So this one is asking me to classify angles. I have to use letters to name them. So this is practicing how to write an angle correctly. Okay, so first of all, I have to name this. I remember I can either name it angle FGH or HGF, but I can't start with the middle one. I'm going to choose angle FGH. Notice that this symbol always looks the same. It's just the symbol for angle, even though it doesn't really look like the same size of my angle up here. Okay, then I have to say, is it acute, right, or obtuse? I can tell that it looks greater than a right angle. It's greater than 90 degrees. Remember, a right angle looks like a part of a square. That's one way that you can think about it. So it's bigger. There's more space here than there. The rays are farther apart from each other than they are there. So this is obtuse. Okay, you can see if you can name the rest of the angles and write either acute, obtuse, or right in those. Or you can just wait and do it on your Clever assignment. Okay, number 13, use letters to name 2 acute and 2 obtuse angles in this figure. So this gets a little more complicated because I'm looking at a lot of different angles, but I can see that this angle right here, that one is less than a right angle. And then I see another one here. This is wider. There's a lot more space. So that one is greater. Okay, so I'm going to do angle AEB. And I'm going to write acute there. Now I'll find an obtuse angle for an example. Let's do the one that we already looked at. AED, angle AED is obtuse. The directions say to find one more of each. You can do that now or wait till your assignment. This one, draw and label a right angle, an acute angle, and an obtuse angle. This I would like you to complete in your books, and I will be checking your books, by the way. So if I ever tell you, please complete something in your book, you need to make sure that you do it. The reason that I want you to do this one is it's really good practice. We're going to be labeling. Okay, so my right angle is here, and you can tell because it looks like a square. It looks like part of a square. I'm going to make that one A, B, C. Here's my acute angle. It's smaller than a right angle. I think I will do this X, Y, Z. And then I will do one that is greater than 90 degrees, and this one is called a obtuse angle. And I'll do this one R, S, T, and you can show your angle right in there. So that's how you draw a right angle, acute, and obtuse. Okay, fourth graders, you can watch this as many times as you need as you begin your clever assignments. And if you have any questions, remember that you can send me a private comment in today's Google Classroom assignment. Have fun.